All right, boys and girls, welcome back to another drive in downtown Detroit. 13.2.2 FSD on Cybertruck. We're getting right into it. No dilly-dallying here. The GM Rem building to our left, which used to be, but I think they're moving to the Hudson building, the Huntington building. I forget the name. I should know this, but I don't. So our first turn is going to be here. I don't think I've ever actually done this turn, and it's the incorrect turn. Great way to start off the video, FSD. So we actually should be there where those cars are. So I want to see how the Cybertruck is going to re-navigate here once it finds out that it can't go. It's waiting for traffic coming from the right. If there is certain situations that you guys would like me to attempt, roundabouts, dirt roads, things of that nature, feel free to let me know. Traffic has stopped from the right, but this truck or car that's passing in front of us has the right of way. FSD is stuck and it wants to go. Yeah, so it wants to go across that way, but that's illegal. So what a great way to start off the video. We got some young kids there waving at them because they're really into the truck. So unfortunately, it still seems to not understand basic stuff. I know people are talking about unsupervised FSD, and I'm a big fan of FSD. This is the correct lane, by the way, guys. But I don't know if in real downtown areas, if we're there yet for unsupervised. Now, this is my thoughts on unsupervised. With unsupervised FSD, the way that the car drives now, even though we just had that situation where it wanted to do technically something it shouldn't have done, which is completely illegal. Unsupervised means that the way that it drives now is 95% good. And you can see it's riding the, this is like a bike lane or something like that. 95% of the situations are good, but what happens is the responsibility shifts from me as the driver, as the supervisor, to unsupervised. Oh, he's taking a picture, and Cybertruck in his he's probably taking a nice picture of the sunset and it's like, here comes the Cybertruck. That was funny. But yeah, so the supervised thing, unsupervised rather. So now that Cybertruck is waiting and the person's just going to go. I mean, we had the right of way. We don't have a navigation point set, so I'm going to set that while we're dilly-dallying here. And with the unsupervised thing, the responsibility would shift from somebody like me, the supervisor, to unsupervised, and Tesla would be responsible. What Mercedes claims to be level 3, which Mercedes has half of it. Yes, your responsibility has shifted away from the driver, but your vehicle is not even capable enough to do this. So that's why I laugh at the Mercedes and German fanboys thinking that they're somehow farther than this, what they're not. Even though with its mistakes, this is still like 20 years ahead of anything that Mercedes has. If you Mercedes fanboys want to go ahead and drop a video and to this and just like, hey, I can drop a pin on my Mercedes navigation, or like what I like to call Windows 98 software, and it'll drive me there just like Tesla, then I can argue that Mercedes is actually more advanced than Tesla. But we know that's not the truth, because Mercedes can only drive at 45 miles per hour on the highway in traffic. It can't even just do regular driving. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the unsupervised thing. It's going to come. I mean, this has gotten so good. Out in the suburbs and smaller towns, it does pretty well. But for some reason here downtown, it still makes little, mistakes. Like what it wanted to do at the beginning of the video down there, that was totally illegal. Like you can't do that, right? Because the street was right there. We missed the turn. It went into a turn lane that was too early and messed up. So let's see how it's going to handle this turnaround. We've done this a million times with the Plaid, with the Cybertruck. Okay, there's a car coming from the right. He's got his turn signal on that he wants to go right. Truck is proceeding. Good. That's what we want to see. Another fellow Cybertruck owner going the other way. Some of these Cybertruck owners, you guys are really ballsy not having tints on your car. That was the first thing I did within the first week. I don't mind talking to people about the truck, but man, if you're going to tell somebody and talk to a Cybertruck owner and they're freaking you're just going to talk shit to their face, like it's kind of annoying. But that's just my thoughts. But yeah, like I was attempting to say, if you guys have any ideas that you would like to see, not saying I don't have any, but anything that you guys would like to see with the Cybertruck, let me know. All right, so we are going to be turning right. Cybertruck going nice and slow. All right, cool. So we're going to be proceeding straight. Both of these lanes left to the left and here can be straight. This can also be a turn lane, but there's another turn lane if someone wants to turn right. Good. Let's see where we're going. So for this drive, I'm going to see what the car is going to do, or the system, and try to go ahead and put it over to the point where if we're really going to do this unsupervised robotaxi thing, especially starting in big cities like Detroit and Chicago, not saying it's going to start in Detroit, but let's just say hypothetically, because that's probably where they're going to start, is more downtown areas, which is the more difficult in my opinion, which is going to be interesting. And I want to go ahead and see, when it actually gets there to the destination, is it going to pull over? Is it going to act like a robotaxi? Because that's essentially what the year is supposed to be. This year, now that we're in 2025. So it realized it was in the wrong lane and then got into the right one. So that's good. But it should detect those things a lot earlier. So maybe since it's using the vision system, it needs to see it better. So not at this light, but the next one we're going to be turning left. And I've noticed compared to .1, this .2 version, sometimes it likes to approach like it just did really close. Now, again, we do have some room, even from your guys' perspective watching the video, some room, but it's just like it kind of like needs to slow down a little bit earlier because it's going to make people like uneasy about it. So our destination is off to the right here. Is it going to park in this open space? I think so. Yep. Okay, I'm still letting this play out. Cool. It got to the destination. Now, the thing that sucks and why I'm waiting, not just because the red light, I had a drive in my buddy's Model 3 Performance, a new one, just to see how it rides. And when it gets to its destination, it actually parks itself. Not parks itself, but puts itself in park. Right? So I changed the navigation point there, and it's kind of sucks that Cybertruck FSD doesn't do that. Going nicely around this vehicle. Yeah, and it sucks that Cybertruck doesn't do that, the version of FSD that we're on here. Even I'm watching the people with the Hardware 3 cars, even those, I believe, they park, like put themselves in park and turn on the hazards, or depending on the situation. So we are going to turn left here. I'm going to go up Woodward a little bit to a different destination that I have set. It's currently 25 degrees out here in downtown Detroit. It's actually pretty cold. The cold has hit. And here's the 10,000-pound monstrosity called the Hummer EV. Like, man, it's crazy. But anyways, back to actually vehicles that are made in the USA, like Cybertruck. Nicely catching that yellow light. Very good. Very controlled. Very nice. And it's strange because it'll handle situations like that so well, but then it's just like, it's something not in the path planning, but the path planner versus the routing still has these little issues like in the beginning of the video. And it really comes down to Tesla needs to get rid of these Google Maps. You can't, it's right there in the corner. You guys can't see it. It still says powered by Google. And they just need to develop their own maps at this point. They have enough vehicles. They have enough data. Like, plus, from what I understand with this actual AI driving the vehicle, what they're doing is, I don't know the correct term, and someone can say it in the comment section, but they go ahead and alert other Teslas that, for example, all right, this Tesla and FSD, let's say there's a complete accident here, the road is completely blocked off, and you have to go left and right to go around. Now, a Tesla that's coming 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, that incident's still going to be here, and the system already kind of alerts the FSD that's coming on the other vehicle that, hey, we need to reroute and not even go this way. Yes, that is a real thing with the neural nets and everything, and yes, it is happening. They've talked about it, and I think there might have been a couple situations online that I've seen that actually that happened. So it looks like there's some type of game or some type of event going on. I don't think it's a game, but let's see. Okay, this guy wants to park. Cybertruck is choosing to wait. All right, let's let this play out. I legit thought that lady was just going in between him and his parking, but they're actually together. So let's see if the Cybertruck is going to start turning the wheel to go around. But it looks like it's just waiting, which is good. I mean, personally, I would have went around, but that's me. And the person behind us is waiting. Treating this situation with extra caution, because there is traffic coming from the opposite direction. So it does have room. Even this red Charger is making all the room in the world. Nobody behind us, so I'm going to let this play out because we're not at our destination. Okay. It's like stuck. I'll give it another few seconds. Nobody behind us. I don't understand why it's stuck. Okay. So I'm just going to tap the accelerator there. That's strange. How it got stuck for some reason. Even the guy was looking like, why is this Samsung refrigerator waiting? So we got a bunch of cars parked on the right, that street that we're turning down right now, and our destination that we set is here. So I'm going to see what the truck does, if it's just going to pull over here and just turn on its hazards, or what it's going to do. Because again, robotaxi, right? Okay, so it looks like, all right, it's just going to stop, and this is where the hazards need to come on. So I'm going to put the hazards on so people don't start yelling at us, but I'm going to use the voice thing. Navigate me to Tiger Stadium. All right, cool. So navigation is back in. Let me shut off the hazards, and the truck is going to go around. That vehicle went around us. I believe that's an EV Blazer. Interesting how the vehicle is waiting. Because I don't know if it's waiting because it's stuck or because that person that's backing out. I think it's waiting for that person because I'm feeling it start to inch forward. So I'm going to let this person come out. There's a car behind us. And if it doesn't go after this lady passes us. Okay, so I'm just going to tap it. Yeah, so number 2, it seems to have that issue, and it looks like it's just a Cybertruck thing, where once it gets to the destination, it doesn't, once we reroute, it kind of doesn't know what to do, or it gets like stuck. Like it wants to go, but it's like something in the car coming head on. What's going to happen? Nothing. Cybertruck is actually slowing down because that person went around the person that is parking. So when in situations like this, Cybertruck gets confused when people are backing up, that is, into a parking spot on a two-way road. Or when it gets to the destination, it's almost like something in the AI, programming doesn't want to let it go. That's why the engineers need to just let everything loose with FSD. Just like whatever the other cars do, let Cybertruck. I still can't have the AI reverse my Cybertruck into a freaking spot. Like, Tesla AI team, what's going on, man? Like, why don't you guys give me what I paid for? I understand. There's always these concerns, and the AI team is working somewhat hard to make sure that everybody is safe. So we are next to Little Caesars Arena. This is where the Detroit Red Wings play, and most huge concerts, like really big acts, like if Dua Lipa or Elton John or anybody that's really big wants to come into Detroit and has a really big following, they just do Little Caesars Arena now. The Joe Louis Arena, for those of you sports fans, has been knocked down. It's actually knocked down during the pandemic when I think I still had the Model 3 then. All right, so we're going to have to turn left here. Is the Cybertruck going to scoot in between this new Bronco? Oh, we got a TRX here. Oh, look how close that's getting. Wow. Now that's precision level AI. I put my hand there because it got close, but then I forget how sophisticated and good these new versions of Tesla AI are. That was great, and it handled that situation just like I would. I mean, personally, I wouldn't have even got that close. Whoa. The person had to slow down there to let the Cybertruck go. That was kind of scary. Last video I had at nighttime at the end of it had a situation like that too. That was actually pretty scary. It like hesitated and it just went for it. Okay, so it's got its right turn signal on. This is John R. I didn't even know John R went this low. Wow, I could literally take this all the way up to the miles. And the miles, for those of you that don't understand, it starts off at, they call it McNichols, or 6 mile. Then it goes 6 mile, 7 mile, 8 mile, 9 mile, 10 mile, as you get into the suburban area of Metro Detroit, because we are in Detroit. This is the city of Detroit, right? And what a lot of people don't understand is, even when I'm out of town, I play a role in this, where I tell people, where are you from? I say Detroit, because if I tell them West Bloomfield, they don't know where West Bloomfield, Michigan is. They know it's in Michigan because I said Michigan. But everybody knows Detroit, Muscle City, Muscle Car City, all the music, Motown, Eminem. What else am I missing? Like all the other stuff that I'm missing, all the sports teams, right? Lions, Red Wings, Pistons, right? So it's interesting how it's approaching this. So the navigation point is like literally over there towards that building. And essentially what's going on is that it wants to turn right. But the navigation point is at that building over there. So I want to see what the truck is going to do. There is a vehicle behind us, and it has its right turn signal on again. Okay, so now it wants to go left. Okay, no vehicle behind us. What in God's name? Okay. So we're going to back up here because traffic's coming. It cannot do that. So it literally, the navigation point was set into the building over there, and it wanted to go ahead and go in there. That was, I mean, technically it's doing the right thing, but it's just like, do you not see it's a closed building with a closed garage? Like, that's interesting. But let's try another thing. Navigate me to Pegasus in Greektown. Let's try this one. That one looks more difficult. Yeah, so that was interesting. To our right was still Tiger Stadium and everything that's going on. So it looks like they're setting up a bunch of sound equipment and staging and trussing, that is called. Not trusting, trussing. All right, so system wants to turn left. Wow, just going for it. It's not even slowing down, which it shouldn't. We got a green, go ahead, keep traffic moving. So the vehicle is waiting. I'm going to give it a tap here because there's traffic behind us that wants to go in the same direction, which is right. And I don't know why. So police cruiser going across. Oh, he just did that just to clear the intersection. What an asshole. I hate when cops do that. Like, I understand if you're in an emergency, but like, man, they're just abusing their power. I thought, uh-oh, there's a situation going on. But usually because I know the city of Detroit, and with the city of Detroit, you know, unless they're pulling somebody over to give them a speeding ticket, which is kind of rare, they freaking literally go ahead and, you know, just do stuff like that to abuse their power. I hate when cops do that just to clear intersections because they're lazy and don't want to wait, or impatient is rather the term. I don't know if you guys heard that, but the little kids with their families went crazy for Cybertruck. She said it pretty loudly, too. But, yeah. It's, you know, Cybertrucks is an interesting product, right? It's an interesting vehicle because in person, 95% of the time, 98% of the time, actually, it's positive. Online, it's just hate, 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 hate. If I clip this portion of the longer video, you know, it might get a bunch of hate comments. But we are getting to our destination. Pegasus is right here. Great Greek restaurant. And interesting, the vehicle is actually parking adjacent to the restaurant because the restaurant is back over there. And you can see that we still even have a little bit of room. So this would be a robotaxi situation in a city like Detroit where it would go ahead and pull over. So let's navigate. Let's see what the truck does. I don't have a navigation point. Is it going to get out of here? Or is it going to wait? It's thinking. So while it's thinking, let's navigate somewhere. Because again, it's not obstructing traffic. This is normal, you know, behavior. But as it gets a navigation point, you can see it's clear. It goes. So I think the general building blocks or the general stones. Oh, I was wondering why my suspension is raising, but I've been through here. I took someone's wife on a date down here when her husband was away on a vacation. Or no, he wasn't on vacation. He was working or something like that. Can't trust these women. You got people out here like me that make money and drive a Cybertruck, and I'm out with your wife and you don't even know it. But Anyways, that situation was interesting. It picked the opposite side to actually go ahead and park as a robotaxi. So the building blocks are there. The foundation for robotaxi is there. It's just when they talk about unsupervised, I'm just trying to take the fanboyism away and view this objectively, right? It just needs a little, like, I don't even need to think it needs training data. I just, like I said, they need to get rid of these Google Maps. Like, keep it how it is, the same look, everything. Just Tesla, do your maps. I drive enough downtown. Chris from Dirty Tesla drives enough. All that. So, I don't understand. You should have enough. Plus, in other cities that have way more Teslas, and obviously there's way more Teslas in Michigan than me, but we are a very minority, right? Very small amount of people. So, not at this light, but the next one, we have a left turn. And the Cybertruck already has its turn signal on. So let's see how it's going to play it. Again, we can turn from this lane. And we don't really actually need a turn signal because we're not going like directly left. It's kind of like, you'll see here in a second, it goes around just like this. And now that makes sense because, yes, you can legally turn on the middle of a bridge. Now, don't pick up. Now, for the longest time, it would pick up this red light as a red light for us, but it's not. It's a red light for the traffic that is heading north that wants to go back the way we came and then merge onto the freeway. So that's really interesting. So I just told it to go to the right because there is traffic behind us. Again, I haven't played around with the chill, standard, and hurry. I've heard in chill it likes to ride the right lane more, which it should, but I remember the old versions of navigate on autopilot on the highway, if you guys remember that term, or those terms. It would go ahead and just like, actually move over, and there was a setting for that in the autopilot settings, when you guys got like guys like this just flying by. Okay, right turn, excuse me. It's kind of like going slow, already merging over, making room for the traffic next to us, that's good. It shouldn't be doing that technically by law, but you're not going to get a ticket down here for that. But yeah, it shouldn't. So the truck was kind of waiting for the car to the right of us. So we are coming up to the navigation point. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay. So it's going to pull in here. Oh, it's okay. It's pulling over to the right. Okay. So it needs to put on its hazards, which it didn't. So that's me putting it on to let this vehicle know behind us that we are kind of like, off to the right. they kind of slow down and they're looking, so they've probably never seen a Cybertruck. So I'm going to navigate this back to downtown a bit, and then that's going to kind of be it, because it's kind of getting dark, and my videos in the dark do not do well on the channel. Someone requested I did a video in the dark, just, because I had a moment. But I'm going to turn off the turn signal, the hazards. And that's interesting. I noticed this is the second time I did that. When I turn off the hazards, even though I have a navigation point set, the vehicle continues. So let's see the speed bump. Okay, 10 miles per hour. And what I've noticed with my Model 3, Model 3 performance from my buddy, is that it tends to go a little bit slower on lower end vehicles. Not lower end as in like cheaper, but like generally lower vehicles. So with Cybertruck, it keeps up 12, 13, 14. With Model 3, it's a little bit lower. Slower, excuse me, not lower, because the vehicle is lower. I'm getting a tongue twister there. And I'm going to try to make the videos closer to like 30, 40 minutes and see if that does a little bit better for trending on the algorithm. Because I do want to put more of this content out daily, and it just seems like the guys that are a little bit bigger than me on the channels, they tend to actually, do a little bit more decently. Again, they have a bigger following than me, but light is green. We are proceeding onto Jefferson Street, Jefferson East, West, whatever you want to call it. There's a piece of shit G-Wagon that is overpriced. Of course, it's going to be up for sale. Person illegally going in the street across. Cybertruck slowing down nicely and now picking up nicely for them. That was good. Got a nice merge because our actual street that we're about to turn down is coming up. Green light still for us, but second light after that is not. Car in front of us wants to merge. It's got its signal on. Cybertruck kind of cutting it close, but it looks like they want to turn right where we're turning. Nicely going around this traffic because they want to turn left and we are going straight. Very human-like. Nice. All right, so this is our destination. I kind of got close there. Let's see how close we got. We still, yeah, it would have been fine. It's just, I'm still not, the truck is new to me, so I'm still not used to the front where an engine right here would be, because after that dip, it's just like a straight down. So that's it for today's video, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to share, like, and subscribe. Do what you like. Comment down below. Tell me how much I wasted on my Cybertruck and how much of a failure I am for buying one, how Elon Musk is a fraud. And I'll see you in the next one.